When working in an office, most of your letters you write will be 1 page in length. For your letter to be attractively placed on the page, it needs to be centered vertically. If you remember, the appearance of your letter is the receiver's first impression, so you want it to be attractive. Before you start your letters, you should go to no spacing and take your point size up to 12 if your computer is set on 11. 11 point is small and hard to read. To center on the page vertically, follow these short steps. Go to the Page Layout tab. In the Page Setup group to the far right, there's a drop-down arrow. Click on it, and you will come up with this screen. Go to the Layout tab at the top because you're dealing with how the letter is laid out on the page. Vertical alignment is centered halfway down the page. The default is top, so click on your down arrow, change it to center, and tell it OK. At this time, your insertion point on some computers will drop down to the middle of the screen. If you want to move it up so you can see more of what you're doing, simply roll the roller on your mouse. Whenever you are producing a letter, before you print it, you want to go to Print Preview to see how it's going to look before you print it. You want to make sure it is attractively placed on the page by being vertically centered. On my computer, I use my Quick Access toolbar at the top. If you have not done this, when you point to the top, there are drop-down arrows, and when you click on them, these are the options. The ones that I activate are New for a new document. It will not set all up at one time. You have to click for each one. Then Open for opening documents. Click again for Quick Print, and again for Print Preview and Print. For instance, if I wanted to print this letter, all I have to do is click on the printer icon. This saves time because otherwise you have to go to File, that's 1 click, go to Print, that's 2, and click again on Print, that would be 3 clicks. When you use your Quick Access toolbar, all you have to do is click on your printer icon 1 time to print. Your Print Preview is the icon with the magnifying glass over the sheet of paper. When I click on this, my letter that I thought was printed was centered is not centered. If you look down below the reference initials, see how much space there is here and very little at the top, so it is not centered. So I'm going to hit my Escape key to go back to my working screen. The most common error when a person has centered the letter but it's not centered is to enter after the last line of print, which in this letter is the reference initials. When I click in the paragraph group, there is a paragraph icon. When I click on this, this shows all the hidden codes in the letter. Anytime you see a dot, that means you hit your space bar. Anytime you see one of these paragraph symbols, that means you hit your enter key. So below my reference initials here, I did not realize it, but I held down on the enter key 9 times. And even though when the document is without these symbols, you see nothing there, the computer reads it as a line of print. So to get rid of these, I'm going to delete out all of these paragraph symbols below the last line of the letter. I'm going to turn the symbols off by clicking on the paragraph symbol again. That's called Show and Hide symbol. I'm going back to Print Preview. Now my letter is centered, and I'm ready to click on Print for my letter to print.